The Icons of Real Estate Podcast. Are you ready to learn the proven money-making secrets from top-producing icon agents? Ready to skyrocket your business? This podcast is for you. Tune in every week with your host, Tomasz Fonseca, and find out how to implement proven strategies to 10 times your business, from $3 million to $30 million in just 12 months. Brought to you by the Masters in Real Estate Marketing, Arter SEO.
Welcome to another episode of the Icons of Real Estate podcast, where we highlight top professionals who are making waves in the industry. I'm your host, Karen Roberts, and today we're joined by Mathieu Bedard, a top real estate professional in Central Okanagan, British Columbia. And he has over 14 years in sales and marketing and 6 years of deep market expertise. He's earned top industry honors, including ranking in Canada's top 1% of agents in 2018 and being named the number one agent under 35. He's passionate about helping clients save time, money, and stress in their real estate journey. So let's dive into his story. Welcome to the show, Matt.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you so much for the warm welcome. I'm really looking forward to it. That's awesome.
So, well, let's start with a little bit of your backstory. So what inspired you to pursue a career in real estate?
Well, I don't know if it was really a dream or anything. I was living in Vancouver, and my parents were, as you can hear a little bit the accent here, my parents were relocating from the other side of the country, from Quebec, to retired in our beautiful city called Kelowna. And I was done with Vancouver. I didn't really like it. I was not doing real estate over there. I was in software sale. And my dad said, he said, well, prior to go back to, instead of going back to Montreal, why don't you come try Kelowna? And I was like, oh, what am I going to do there? It's a very small city, like about 100,000 people. And I don't know, I didn't feel like it. He said, well, why don't you become a realtor? And I said, a realtor? I said, a realtor, you want me to move in a cliquey town with not a lot, like with no contact, with an accent? I said, this is gonna be hard. But you know what? My instinct told me to do it, and I did, and I'm very happy I did.
I mean, I suppose your background in sales and marketing, how has that influenced your journey?
Yeah, that's a great question. Marketing is really, I really do believe that it's blood of every business, right? It doesn't matter if you're in real estate or any other industry. If you're not able to market yourself, well, you're not growing. If you're not growing, well, the say that you're dying. So it really did help me understand what I needed to do to expose myself to the marketplace so I can grow my business, right? And at the time when I started 2012, well, this is where the online lead generation was starting. So it was kind of new way to market things. And we were talking about that before we started. So yeah, it's very, very important. And that was something that really helped me took an edge on my business. Let's put it that way.
And I suppose being with EXP, this is the whole point. It's the importance is about branding yourself. So marketing, I suppose, is such an important factor. But you've achieved incredible success, right? Ranking in the top 1% of agents in Canada. So what key factors do you believe contributed to this level of achievement?
I mean, it's not one key, it's multiple, to be honest. The first thing first is when you start a journey in something new, they say that it needs about 10,000 hours before becoming a professional and mastering a skill, right? So I can tell you that when I was starting, that was my life. Real estate was my life, 7 days a week. 10 hours a day. That's not something I would say to recommend to everyone, but it's true. You need to put in the work, right? And it's just the reality. You're dealing with people biggest assets in their life, and they expect you to be there, whether if at 7 o'clock, at 10 o'clock at night, it doesn't matter. They just want you to be there. And at the beginning of your career, you kind of got to prove yourself, so you have to be there. So one thing is being there for your people and putting the time. That's one of the key things I did. The second thing, and I was very privileged. I had great mentors in my life, in my real estate life. Two great mentors that allowed me to become the person that I am. And like the great Ryan Serhant from Million Dollar Listing said, if you join real estate, you should do one of the two things. You either find a mentor or you join a team. And he said that many years ago, back probably in 2016 and 17, where mega teams were just starting and it was just starting to be a big thing. And I believe that more than ever today. If you start, real estate is I've so changed over the last 20 years, 15 years, 10 years, 5 years even. Like it's such an important thing to know where you're going and be able to get the structure and the mentorship to basically become a really good agent. And that's another factor for me that helped me become the person that I am today, and the success that I got. It has nothing to do with just luck. It's just finding the right people and showing up every day. So I would say that's the biggest mix of those two things. I got the privilege to have, like I said, the mentorship on my side. I didn't join a team. A team got created from the mentorship that I got, and now I get to work with amazing people that I work with today, because we have a team of 11 agents with my business partner, and that's the greatest thing, right? That's the greatest gift you
Brilliant.
can get, is to give back, right? And that's awesome for that.
Absolutely. Nobody gets there by themselves. And anybody who says they did, I would say maybe they're exaggerating things, right? Everybody needs help. We all need support. And so having the right mentor and having a team, absolutely fantastic. So it's quite a competitive market, right, where you are. So what unique strategies do you use to help your clients save time, save money, and avoid some of the common pitfalls?
That's a really great question, Karen. And let me start by saying that there's 1,000 realtors in our city, right?
That's
So
a lot.
it's not like, and again, I'm not throwing on anyone or any industries under the bus, but many other industry doesn't have that much competitors. Like if you look at a plumbing business, maybe 20 businesses in town are plumbers, right? But not more than that. Like when you say that you have 1,000 competitors, they're colleagues, but they're still competitors at one point, right? They're fighting for a piece of the pie, right? And one thing I would say that over the 13 years, almost 13 years I've been doing this, is teamwork, the power of a team, right? When we get in front of a client and we tell them that there's no winging it, we basically have 11 agents plus a support team of 4 staff that support them. We really have a powerful system and a proven successful system that works, right? And that makes a difference, right? When you know that you have for the same value, the same price, you got that much working behind you to help you either buy or sell, your biggest assets in your life. That makes a difference. It's good to see that you are supported by a machine, and just not like one person that might not know what they're doing because they didn't follow the steps of maybe getting a mentor or joining a team, if that makes sense, right? So that is really
Totally.
a good point for us to put out there and say that you're using the power of a team.
Fantastic. And so what advice would you give to aspiring real estate professionals who want to build a strong reputation and reach top rankings in the industry?
Yeah, that's a great question. There's so much now, and this year, for example, 13 years ago when I started, AI didn't exist. And marketing was not like online social media was not what it is today. It was just starting. Like Facebook was maybe 7 years old. Like it was nothing. It was nothing like it is today. So I would say again, you need to make sure that you're showing up and you're presenting yourself. You're giving value to the marketplace. And those words that I'm saying are very general, but you need to think about how can I make a difference, right? And this is what makes people successful is how can I project my message in a different way where people can relate to it, right? And say, hey, I want to deal with this guy. I can associate myself with this guy, and I feel like I can trust him, right? So, being out there and the good news is now everything is free. What it takes is time. So you can be out there recording a video and just put it in. You can automatize like everything that you want into your emails to your editing your videos and everything and put it out there, and everything can happen by itself. It needs work, but once it's done, you can really spend the time of what you're supposed to, which is being out there with your clients, helping them buy and selling, right? So what I would say is literally put yourself out there, and don't be afraid to work. Work is a big thing, right? We tend to say, oh, there's so much, there's this tool, this tool, this tool. We get so overwhelmed with so many tools. We sometimes forget to do the job, right? And we need to not forget that in there, right? So our priority is to help our client buying and selling.
And so how has it been? Look, everybody has said, I think I use this word every episode, right? Because last year was a little bit weird, right?
Yeah, it was.
That's mainly in the US, right? But for where you are, how was it? What was production like last year for you and your team?
Yeah, so I would say that it was probably one of the hardest year that I had in real estate since I started my business. And we're very lucky where I'm from. We're a tourist city, so a lot of people move here for retiring or just for the living. We got 4 beautiful seasons. We got snows. We got a lot of snow, and it's not super cold in the winter, and it's very warm. And we got a huge lake, the Okanagan Lake, during the summer. So we're a destination, right? And for 10 years in a row, we just had growth. So I never really knew what was to be in a harsh market. And trust me, when May 2022 hit, I started to see things different, and you need to adjust, right? And I really do believe that, I really think that, like one of my greatest coach said, John Sheplack, and when things are hard, it's not time to let the pedal go. You need to just go full throttle, and you need to duplicate effort, budget, and marketing, because those 10 years, you should be putting money aside for those times. And thank God I did. That's really is a big game changer, because when those valley comes, you got to be ready for it. And like you guys in the US, Canada was not we're not put aside. We were in the same boat as you guys, and it was not easy. I really do believe that 2025 will get better. It started very well for us in our region anyway, and I think people can see that all across the continent here in North America. But who knows? But I will tell you that yes, last year was a tough one, and going full throttle was the way to go through it.
Brilliant. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was for everybody, right? So what's next for Matt? Come on. What are your goals for this year moving forward?
That's great. That's a great question. I mean, obviously, growth is always something that we look into. So we got the privilege. We started that maybe 2 years ago, and if I knew, or if I've done that before, I think I wouldn't be somewhere else. But it's still good. We implemented the EOS system in our business, and for the people that doesn't know, that's a little gold nugget for the team out there. Where I read. Again, John Sheplack told me and said Rocket Fuel is probably one of the greatest book to, build a business and work around the bit, like how to structure a business and make sure you're able to grow with it. And since we put that in there, we were able to set very good goals about, the inside of our business, but also of where we want to go. So, for example, now we work on some funnel in our business, such as operation, training, onboarding. So those are things that existed, but not maybe to the point we want to be. And if you want to have a very well-oiled machine, you need to make sure to not forget those things. So growth is one thing, but growth cannot come without mastering what you have inside your business and making sure that everything works well. So if I had to say, for me, the growth this year, it's within our business. I'm making sure that all those silos are properly oiled and working well. We work on a plan, now we're executing. So I'm looking very much forward to see how the year is going to be. But it's been a great start. So let's put it that way.
Fantastic. Well, you've got to systemize, you've got to use the processes, you've got to use systems so that you can scale. So lastly, look, here at Icons, we're not just a podcast, we're the #1 real estate podcast network, and we're just passionate about making podcasting, whether you're a guest or a host, accessible to everybody involved in the business of real estate. So for you, Matt, if you had your own podcast or your team had a podcast, what do you think you'd call it?
Yeah, that's a great question. I started about my business partner and I started a few weeks ago a social media channel called Real Estate Simple, right? Where we keep it simple. So we try to every day to share gold nuggets about how to grow your business, either as an individual or as a team leader that wants to grow his team. So I think the Real Estate Simple podcast would be the name of it.
There you go.
Truthful.
He's got one already. He's got a name already. That's awesome. So who are you looking, what are you looking for right now? Are you looking to purely increase production in your area? In other words, if the listeners are out there and they would like to move into your area, they want to buy or sell, they can reach you. But what else? Who are you looking to connect with?
Yeah, really great question again here. What I'm looking for is really simple. 40% of our buyers are coming from outside the Okanagan. So anyone that wants to move to Kelowna from anywhere in the country or anywhere outside the country, they can reach out. We are working a lot with people from out of town, so we have a proper system for that. And as for the realtor, because we're a team and we're growing, well, anyone that is looking to move to their next step in their business, right? Whether you're just starting or you are in production, you're around 100 to 150 and you're looking for you plateau and you're looking for the next step, we can help you. You're making 250 and you're looking to slow down and just get it steady. We have the system to help you just, doing whatever you want to do, and you want to change into training. You maybe want to become a trainer. We have that kind of aspect of position in our team as well. So it help, people out there to diversify of maybe just selling, and that's something we're looking for. We're looking for great people that can share their knowledge. Let's put it that way.
Fantastic. And so how would they reach out to you? Where do they find you?
Yeah, they can actually find me on social media, on Instagram, Mathieu G. Bedard. That's my Instagram. They can find me on Facebook, my name, or simply send me an email at matthew@experiencekelowna.com. That's the best way to reach me out.
Fantastic. And Matt's details will be in the show notes, because Mathieu is spelt not in the way that me as a Brit would spell it. It's Mathieu. So go back to the show notes if you want to reach out. Matt, thank you so much for your time today. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you. And to the listeners, I'll be back next time with the Icons of Real Estate. Bye for now.